from kind of our end, so we're every Friday we kind of relaunch our radio station for a listener. And coming up for next Friday, because it fits nicely with Halloween, our normal name is Chuck at 92.5. We're flipping over to Chucky at 92.5,
Love it.
which is going to be a lot of fun. We're really, really excited. How would Chucky react to having a radio station named after him? The character's gone through a lot of interesting things. How do you think he would handle having his own kind of broadcast platform?
Well, on one hand, Chucky is an attention whore, so I think more attention directed at him, something named after him, especially in media, he's going to love that on one hand. On the other, I can imagine him, because he can be a bit of a snob. I can imagine him going, radio, is that still a thing? Just because he can be a bitch, I can imagine him, lobbing some insults that don't really mean anything. He just likes to be a bitch to people. I think fundamentally he would love it because he's a pathological narcissist.
How has fan reaction kind of changed over the years of this wonderful long standing character and franchise?
Well, obviously, with the advent of social media, you have a lot more back and forth and immediacy in terms of hearing about fan reaction. There's also more opportunity for, real time or near real time interaction. It's being on television as opposed to movies, and we're dropping a new episode every week, that it just, the whole thing creates much more interactivity, I would say, with the fans, which is nice. I mean, because we have awesome fans. They're very passionate and enthusiastic.
How has writing for the character changed for you over the years?
It always has to be about something. It can't just be a doll stabbing people and saying as wonderful and amusing as that is, that can get old. So at the same time, I'm very fortunate to have this Oscar nominated actor to work with doing this character. And we want to challenge him, and we want to not just challenge him, but we want to keep him not bored. We want Brad to stay engaged. I think the way it's changed partly is, we spin variations on the Chucky persona. We saw a lot of that in the show last year, where he played not only classic Chucky, but good Chucky and Colonel Chucky and Hulk Chucky. So that's really fun, lobbing that kind of ball into Brad's court and seeing what he does with it. And he takes each very seriously and prepares meticulously.
What's it mean to see the show and the character become much more of a growing staple in the queer community? Because for me, like, truly is like one of the first times where I really started to kind of realize my own sexuality was not in the standard, was quite literally watching Glenn and Glenda.
Really?
It was the first be like, oh, I'm not, I don't think I'm like a lot of other people. And so yeah,
I'm like this doll.
Well, and it was weird because as a long-term horror fan, to see kind of queerness represented in that medium at all in a way that's not exploitive is really kind of personal and emotional. So like, how's that feel to kind of see that impact grow in that community?
That is specifically what you're talking about with regard to the Glenn, Glenda, now Gigi character from Seed of Chucky. That it's been incredibly gratifying, because I hear what you were just telling me. I hear that quite a bit from fans, either one-on-one if I meet them, or social media. And it's the best feeling in the world, that to know that you positively affected someone. And it's something I've been wanting to do, and started to consciously do with Bride of Chucky, which was to inject specific queer content into the franchise. Because when I was a kid growing up in the 70s and 80s, I would have loved that as a young horror fan, to see positive portrayals of queer characters. It's important. and now, we're doing it another variation of that with the Jake and Devin teen romance
Mhm.
and the television show. But I love hearing that story. So thank you. Because also that movie, Seed of Chucky, didn't do well upon initial release. So it was
It's a
really,
weird movie. It's especially in the
yeah,
whole
it's very
context. It's
weird.
a weird in a good way.
Obviously disappointing at the time. So it's nice that over the course of the past 20 years to see that it wasn't for naught. I didn't waste those 2 years of my life making that movie. Nice. That's very nice to know. So that's been sort of a gift that keeps on giving. So thank you for saying that.
If there's one place you'd like to see the character go, even like further than we've already gone, because this season's been pretty nuts so far. Where's some place you'd like to see the character kind of go, if you can push it a
You mean
little
a
further?
location? Like a location?
Like location, storytelling wise, is there where's
Well, we have a lot of fans around the world, and particularly in certain Spanish-speaking countries where Chucky is huge in
interesting?
Mexico and Spain.
Huh.
Mexico, Chucky is almost like Mickey Mouse in the sense that his ubiquitousness is really cool. I was there in Mexico City about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, where yeah, it was 5 years ago. So they had a 30th birthday party for Chucky there. And they held it at a doll museum, and they had
Okay.
a live mariachi band, and they just invited people from the public, and it was packed. There was like 300 or 400 people there feting Chucky for his 30th. I would like in the morning, I would go for a run, and I would just see like at a garage where you could take your car to be repaired. They have like in their window Chucky as like a mascot. I would love to bring Chucky to like Barcelona or Mexico City or Sao Paulo or Tokyo. I think one of these places that I've just been discussing with you, I think could be a new frontier.
Don, this has been really, really, really cool. I get to do a lot of fun interviews, and this has been one that I've been looking forward to for a long time. So genuinely, thank you so much for taking the time.
Not at all. Thank you. It's a pleasure meeting you. Thank you for your support of the character. I appreciate it.